Writing is hard. It just is. It's a challenge, it is a skill, and it is something that you need to improve on over time. It's not some easy thing that comes naturally to everybody, but there are ways that we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And today I'm going to talk about setting up your space so you can have a successful day of writing. Now, these are the things that I do. This is what works for me and the kind of person that I am. And these things may not work for everybody, but I find they work for me and I wanted to share them, especially if you're somebody who finds yourself unable to write where you are.
I just belched on the air.
And the first thing I'm going to suggest for setting up your space for a successful day of writing is music. Music is so powerful. I personally love music. I always have. I listen to tons of different genres, but lately I'm pretty much on a lo-fi kick because lo-fi is what helps me write, and I have been writing a lot lately.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
When I put on something that is very calm and soothing and really just kind of blends into the background, it not only helps me get into the correct headspace for writing, but it also drowns out other minor background sounds that might otherwise be distracting for me. Things like my neighbors outside, or the air conditioning, somebody being murdered in the next room, my cat running around. Any of these sounds that can sometimes take you out of the moment, these are the things that I like to drown out with music. Doesn't mean that I blare the music as loud as possible, although sometimes I might need to do that, especially if the victim of the murder is screaming especially loudly. So I try to amplify the music just enough to where it's at a decent enough level so that I can not really hear anything but the music and my own thoughts. And additionally, I really strongly prefer to listen to music without words, although I have heard that some people can listen to music that has words in it while they write, and that just seems so chaotic and wrong. You should probably be studied by scientists. For me, I find that music that has words in it usually just ends up with me typing out whatever the lyrics to the song are, so I really prefer to sit, write, and listen only to music that doesn't have any words, so the only words I'm thinking about are whatever's in my head and whatever is being screamed by the murder victim next door.
There he is, beating that dead horse!
Number 2 is remove distractions. Now, this is one that really kind of takes a bit of time. In my opinion, removing distractions is something that you're gonna learn over the course of probably a couple of months, because you don't necessarily know what's going to distract you until it distracts you. So what I like to do is while I'm writing, if I find that I'm distracted by something, I note it down so that I remember to take care of whatever that distraction is before I start writing next time. These distractions can be things that are physical objects within your immediate vicinity or just thoughts that are happening in your head. So if you suddenly find yourself thinking about, I don't know, a bill that is unpaid and you really need to make sure that you get that bill paid, well, now you can just note that down as, hey, while I was writing, I thought about this bill that I need to pay. So before I start writing next time, I need to go through my bills and figure out what all needs to still be paid, get all of that paid out, and then I can sit down and start writing. My eye. Now that probably seems like a completely random reason not to write, but it has happened to me. While I'm writing, I suddenly think, oh shoot, that's right, I need to pay that bill. While I'm writing, I've thought, oh shoot, that's right, I need to pay that bill. And then I'm on the website and I'm paying the bill. Before I know it, I've got social media pulled up or something along those lines, and I'm no longer writing. My writing session has ended because I had the stray thought of, I need to pay this bill. So you can either make notes of the things that distract you while you're writing and then make sure you get them done before your next writing session, or a potentially better solution is to just write down everything that distracts you while you're writing and then take care of those things after your writing session. Now, this can really break up the flow of your writing, so I personally prefer to just know what I want to take care of before I start writing, but for some people, they may not lose their flow while they're writing if they just take a quick note about something that they know they need to take care of, but that can wait until the end of the current writing session. Another thing that is probably going to commonly distract you is your phone. If you find yourself constantly opening up a web browser to check social media, or you are constantly scrolling through your phone when you're supposed to be writing, find ways to remove those things entirely during your writing session. I personally will put my phone on a charger in another room, and I will take off my digital watch.
I am a rich man.
So that I don't get any notifications and don't feel constantly distracted about whatever it is that's going on social media, or someone texting me that somebody was just murdered next door. I don't want to know any of that while I'm writing. While I'm writing, I just want to focus on the story. So I try to cut out all of those sorts of distractions as well. Anything that I know is going to distract me, I eliminate it. Outstanding tasks, objects, whatever it is that's going to pull me out of the story, it's gone. I don't even let these things be in my peripheral. My phone is in another room, so is my watch. I can't think about any of these things. All that I'm allowed to think about is the story I'm writing. And now for my third and final tip, but before I get to that one, I just want to let you know that you can like, comment, and subscribe, all at no cost to you other than whatever your internet provider charges.
Wow, that's pretty good!
Thank you very much for considering doing that. It really helps me out as I try to grow this channel. And now onto my final tip. Get comfortable. You really aren't going to be able to write for a very long stint if you're not all that comfy and you're constantly moving around in your chair and rearranging yourself and turning to the side and just constantly moving about trying to stay focused, but you're just not comfortable where you are. Or worse still, the space that you're in is so messy and disgusting that you really just are not comfortable. So throw out all of those dirty glasses and murder evidence and ramen cups, whatever it is that you have that is messing up your space, preventing you from feeling comfortable, get rid of those. And if your chair sucks, that might be something that you need to look into upgrading. I know the chairs can be pretty expensive, but in my opinion, your desk chair should be one of the most expensive items that you own, because this is where you're going to spend a lot of time and you do not want to ruin your back. Trust me, my back is not all that great, and a lot of that is owed to me constantly cheaping out on chairs when I was younger. I really wish that I had spent more money on chairs and less money on things like televisions or something like that. If I'd spent an extra $100 or $200 on a chair, I probably wouldn't sit like this all the time. So make sure that your space is comfortable. Clean it up, get a better chair, I don't know, find a cozy blanket, put your cat on your lap, whatever it is that you need in order to be comfortable where you're sitting. This is also just going to make it a little bit harder for you to find an excuse to get up and go check the phone that you put in the other room. Get comfortable and you probably won't even notice time passing by. So these are my suggestions, and I really hope they help you out. If you are one of those weirdos who only thrives in completely chaotic space, I guess tell me what it is that works for you and why you're so strange. How do people survive in those spaces? I don't get it. Like, if I see a mess like that, I'm going off and changing it. If you want to see another video from me, you can do so by clicking up here. And until next time, bye. Somebody's